Jasper and Dennis here for Submission Radio. Standing here with the Super Samoan himself, proudly brought to you by Masashi. Can't forget our sponsor. The man who takes on Justiun Willis in his last ever UFC fight. At least that's the way it seems. This has been a long time coming, man. How does it feel now that you're in your final UFC fight week?
Yeah, it feels kind of surreal, you know. I'm the unwanted stepchild in here, and it's been 13 years or some shit here. My last fight of the contract, I think it's good. So happy one door closes, another one opens.
Are you sort of relieved? Because it seemed like towards the end you just wanted to fight these fights out as quickly as possible and just kind of, I guess, move on to the next phase of your career. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, pretty fair. Well, to be honest, there's no way I was going to get a title shot, was it? I was getting guys that way, not that way. So, to be honest, and to be fair, yeah, no, that's it.
Well, we remember when you first made your UFC debut, we were all very excited, obviously remembering your run in Japan. Now that it's sort of coming to an end, how do you assess this kind of crazy, wild adventure that you've had in the UFC?
You're talking to someone that said, was someone that's 44.
But doesn't look a day over 21.
Hey, man.
Trying to get the good.
44 years old. I mean, I had my first fight at 16. So, and someone that didn't realize fighting that was going to be a part of his life. So, it's a crazy ride and journey. I've been fighting forever since I can remember. So, fighting in the UFC was no different to fighting in the other companies. It's no different to fighting in the yards or the backyards or whatever. It's crazy. So, this journey's coming to an end. It's kind of surreal for me. I feel kind of optimistic, but it is what it is. Okay, so it's done.
It's interesting because we remember initially there were rumors that Dana White just wanted to buy out your contract and not have you fight in the UFC, and now as you're wrapping things up, we've heard rumors that the UFC are trying to keep you around and stop you from leaving. Have they approached you at all during this fight week, or have they approached your manager Zen about trying to figure any kind of way out to keep you around?
Yeah, that's Dana's story, but I don't think that's the case, and that ain't going to happen. So,
So there was no offer or anything like that, no contract extension?
No, I'm suing the company. How am I going to get a contract these days? What the fuck? Come on, bro. Let's be real here, man.
But just to be clear, you're not retiring. This isn't your last fight. This is just your last UFC fight.
UFC, I'm not retiring. I want to fight 5 more times. I've still got to make an earn. I still feel like a lot of fire. Fighting. I'm burning it. I got to get paid also. So there's a lot of factors that come into play for this. I still have to fight. You know what I mean? I think until they beat the crap out of me, then then I've done. I mean, the last time I was here, I was pretty close.
Set a
record. I set a record for the most punches to the head, but in Adelaide here, so I opened this market. But like I said, that was a hard night for Mark Hunt, and that could have been one of those nights that I could have drawn the line for fighting. It was a hard night.
Did you get close to thinking about it after that night? I know you had a tough weight cut going into it as well.
Yeah, it was 11 kilos the day before, but anyone that takes that much punishment and still lives, I mean, it's you have to question what you're doing. And, I questioned myself many times, but, as usual, the old fighting horse comes out again and goes for it. So, glutton for punishment. So there you go.
I mean, selfishly, we're glad you stuck around because you brought us so many great moments. Where do you think your next home will be once after this fight? Do you already know where you'll fight next?
Of course I know my home. It's in Sydney. My family there. So, but as for fighting, I don't know, man. I've been globe-trotting for years, fighting all over the place. So I don't know, man. Like I said, haven't talked to anyone. I'm under contract with the UFC. December the 4th, I'll be talking to different people about different things and going from there. We're launching the EFL in December. I'm a big gamer, so we're launching that at the Choxy in December, and Team Hunt's I got a team in there. Be looking to do a lot more gaming, so we'll see.
So he's going to one championship, basically. No, it just sounds
no. I mean,
what do you think about what they've done with Demetrius Johnson? I mean, I think that's great. I mean, I messaged him about gaming also, but I knew he was a big gamer. There's a lot of fighters that are big gamers. Robbie, I mean, but I'm doing my own thing with the gaming, so who knows. It's interesting because obviously you've had the misfortune of fighting a lot of cheaters in this sport, but getting out of the
Don't get me started on this shit, man.
Well, I'm not going there, but going out of the UFC, going to promotions like Ryzen and Bellator, it seems like the testing is less, and a lot of the guys that you've versed have kind of gone over there. I mean, is that something you're going to think about?
I'm not saying that. I mean, UFC's got the best drug testing on the planet here. Let's not get me wrong here, but I'm not talking about. I'm talking about harsher penalties. I'm talking about enforcing that shit. I mean, these guys, these other companies have not as strict penalties, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you can talk in negotiations about putting in clauses for different things, that'll make it a bit harsher for these guys that are cheating to make the penalties a lot harsher for them. I think implementing bigger penalties, longer bans, restricting their money, all this sort of shit is a deterrent for these guys. That'll easily make someone think twice about it. Because these days, these guys are just cheating and getting paid. They'll run the gauntlet, get the paycheck and set up for a couple of years. And that's not good for us, especially in this sport. I've talked about it before. Fighting is a sport that's very harsh on the mental and the physical side of a person. Someone could die. And all these other sports, they hammer these guys in cheating. Olympics, everyone, they smash them. And we've got, UFC, well, I shouldn't say we, actually I still can say we got the, Jeff Novinsky here, the golden snitch that's looking after this. So I always said to him, well, he hates talking to me, but he's like, you're speaking to the choir, Mark. But I always say to him, you should be putting in these stricter penalties. Why don't you put stricter penalties, longer bans, take all their money, all this jazz, blah, blah, blah. But that's all I get. I'm trying, Fuck, I'm too old to wait around for you, motherfucker. Anyway.
Well, one of the other things we heard was maybe it's an exit from MMA and into boxing. We've heard rumours for a long time of you and Ray Sefo possibly having some kind of match in New Zealand, and then also your mates with him, but Joseph Parker, a lot of people are talking about, or a Mark Hunt, Joseph Parker boxing match. Is that possibly an avenue that you might go down after leaving the UFC?
Well, I'm going to take up any offers that come up, boxing or kickboxing. I can do both. I don't know. I don't think about. There won't be no Joseph Parker fight because, in some sorts we're related in that way. Who knows? But I love to go back to whatever. Like I said, it's going to be a money thing, and where the money's right, then I'll be there. I've still got to make an earn. And of course, the taxman always calls. Even though you guys denied me citizenship yesterday, fuck yous, I'm still going to reapply.
So Who did? Australia denied you citizenship?
Yeah, can you believe that? But anyway, it's a long story that. Yeah.
I can't believe they did that. I think they need a walk-off KO handed to them. Yeah. I was going to say a bit of a silver lining for this one though is Tai Tuivasa main eventing. How proud are you to see that? It's like the dynasty continues for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's great. Tai's indigenous to this country, and I think it's great that he's carried the torch from me. Yeah, not that I gave it to him, but he just, give me that shit, man. He's like, you're too old, give me that. But so he's fighting Junior here that I fought a long time ago. I think he's going to do great. He's a great ambassador for the Australian people and for the Indigenous people. He represents himself well. Even Tyson, especially with the guys from out west where we're from. And I think he's doing the right thing. I mean, he's, coming from a negative to a positive always. So he's doing the right thing and leaving the right people in the right direction. I think it's great news. I think he's great.
You look like you're in great shape. We saw some great photos from Tiger Muay Thai. You guys are really getting into it over the last few months. Every fight's important, but how important is it for you to sort of walk away from the UFC with a win this weekend, especially going into all the different contract negotiations with these possible companies?
Yeah, it's been hard, man. It's been hard, but... I wasn't allowed to go work anywhere else because of contracts, but it's been hard. It's been a hard ride. But this is.
How long has the training camp been? It seems like you've been training for quite some time for this one.
Feels like I've been training my whole fucking life. I don't like fucking training, but yeah, it's been hard. Camp's been good. I just came off Russia. How that went. But
KFC had beer though.
The Russians have the best KFC. I didn't have KFC, but they have more KFC than McDonald's. Wow. Yeah, I saw more KFCs in Russia than McDonald's.
Maybe they'll give you citizenship.
I don't know about that, too far.
Yeah. As we let you go, Mark, just quickly, what do you think that final walkout will feel like? Do you think it'll feel any different? I know you're going to be in the zone, you're going to be focusing on Justiun Willis, but are you going to take a second to sort of go out there and just absorb it one more time?
It's going to feel surreal, but I'm not, like I said, for this company, it's the last workout. I'll be walking out some other stages, don't know where, but I'm looking forward to it. Still been an advocate, for a fair, even playing field, and but it'll be great. I'm looking forward to Sunday, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, he is the pride of Australia and New Zealand and OG. It's going to
Well,
be
hang on, wait.
a little bit from
Come
both,
on,
a little
immigration.
bit from column A, a little bit
Come
from column
on.
B.
Come on, Australia, give him the citizenship.
No doubt
gotta
about
rip.
it. It's going to be an honour for us to be there for your last UFC fight. Thank you so much, Mark. We can't wait to see what happens this weekend.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time, guys, and what's up, Submission Radio.